Hey, how you doing? This is Key Innes of Key Creative Studio and Master Drawing Japan here in Japan. I'm here today with another drawing basics tip for my students here in Tokyo, but also for anybody else who's looking for some drawing tips that might be helpful for them. If you like this content, please check out my other content over at LiveUP at BornDigital. I have more drawing tips over there, and also I have drawing tips and announcements over at my blogspot at Key Creative Studio blogspot.com. I'll leave links to both of those in the description below. So, um, anyway, so today's drawing basics tip is about drawing the female figure. And I think I'm going to do a series of drawings on the female figure because they're nice to draw, and the female figure is a constant theme in art for a very good reason because the female figure is very organic, it's very appealing, very beautiful to look at. Um, in terms of actual drawing, one of the problems that many people have is um, trying to get away from their drawings like looking stiff and things like that. And the problem that might be occurring is not just um, in well the way they're drawing, but another problem also might be is also like their attitude towards like getting down like the gesture. The most important thing in terms of like your drawing is like getting down the gesture, and the gesture is basically like what tells the story, right? And when you first like lay down your lines, like you want your lines to be light, you want them to be loose, you want them to be flowing. And yeah, that's really that's the key. Lines that are loose, lines that are loose, that are flowing, right? As I'm drawing here in terms of these examples here, you notice that yeah, I'm drawing with my whole arm here. I'm not like drawing like this, like as I write. You want every stroke to be almost like a big idea. You get big ideas first, working down to the smaller ideas. Okay. Another problem that also occurs, or that could be occurring, is again, it's the quality of line or the experience of the line that you're conveying when you're drawing. In other words, if I draw like that, right? Obviously, that's one kind of experience, right? And that's not a very inspiring or imagination inspiring experience, right? You don't feel anything with that. But at least, your eyes don't go anywhere, right? But, if I did something like this, like that, you see how your eyes like tend to flow from like this point to that. Actually, your eyes can't help it, right? Um, or if I do something like this, right? Our eyes are also moving, but this is more sharp and violent, right? So my point is, you know, whichever kind of line that you're using, that's what your audience is going to read. They're going to pick that up immediately, right? Um, and it's gonna create a certain kind of sensation to them in terms of like how they feel when they look at it. When you think of your favorite artists, if you guys are in animation or if you're in comics and things like that, you think of your favorite artists. Think of the kind of experience that you feel like when you look at their art. Does it feel violent? Does it feel strong? Does it feel beautiful? Does it feel flowing? I know it's very abstract, but all of these things have a certain kind of rhythm to it, and that's what you want to keep in your drawings. Okay, so that being said, all right. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna draw over here, and I hope this will show up. Okay, but here, let's say I have like a female figure like standing on one end, right? Like on one foot, right? So if I draw like this, okay, something like that, and then maybe if I have like this, okay, and Okay. And maybe, let me see, I'll put the something like that for the head. And I guess maybe for the arms, maybe I'll just do something like this. Okay. All right. So that's it. Like, what the heck is that? Right? This is the gesture, right? It's very loose. Okay. It's not a big deal, right? It didn't take me that long to put this down here, but this is the basic idea, right? I wanted to get the sensation of person like standing with their weight on one foot, and I want your eyes like to travel here. I didn't put any hard lines, anything like that. You know, keep it loose. Just keep it loose. Okay. So once you have this, then you can lay down your volumes after that, right? Um, for example, okay, you have volume like for the rib cage. Okay, and now we're working with a female, so obviously the rib cage is going to be smaller than the hips. For the sake of whatever, I'm going to make the hips a kind of a box form for now. Okay, I'm using the box form as a way of um, being clear about where the turning edges are and things like that. People tend to get myself all the time get a little confused in terms of like where like the turning edge is, like like where the anchor points and stuff like that. So but there are many tools, and actually someday I'll go over the various kinds of forms that can be used for the pelvis or for the hips. But today I'm going to only use a box. Okay. All right. Then for the thighs. Sorry, I'll do that. So I have a cylinder. The lower leg, basically I have another cylinder. Over here, cylinder. Okay, and basically another cylinder. So, basically speaking, as I put these volumes down here, right? They're gonna be some form of, like, let's say, like a circular volume, um, a cylindrical volume, almost like like a cup or a can or an elongated tube, or some sort of like cube-like or box-like volume. And basically, they're all going to be some sort of like um, variation or combination of all those, right? Basically speaking. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to put this in here roughly because I think I want the head to be here. Okay. Okay. So I have my basic volumes are down here, right? Okay. Then after that, it's a matter of like refining, really, right? I mean, yeah, it's like I have like Lego blocks here, or something like that. But now we will refine it by making these things like more organic forms, right? And again, what did I say? Like, what kind of experience do you want to have? In terms of like when you draw the muscles, they should be organic, right? So they should be flowing. They should be flowing, right? Right? It should be a feeling of like of 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 an organic mass, basically, right? All right. So here I'm going to, so I have rib cage is here. Okay. So, and I'm gonna bring that into here like that. Okay. And then, all right, hips are coming in like that. All right. I know for a fact that the leg fits in here like so. Okay, there's the knee. Okay, here, if this, actually the knee comes out more here. Tends to be more rounded on the inside, straight on the outside. Calf here. Okay, here's the other part. Again, the thigh fitting in here like that. Okay, like so. There's the knee. There's the lower part of the calf. There's the ankle. The foot. I hope this is showing up because I'm getting a bit low here. So if this is falling out of the frame, I'm so sorry. I do not have a camera crew here. It's just me. So doing my best here. Okay, other foot here. Okay, and okay, the pit of the neck. It's in here. So neck inserts it like that. In terms of the head, I'm just going to clarify that volume just a little bit more. I'm not trying to get too much into detail right now. That's another thing, you know. If you find yourself like early on, like I don't know, like mucking about with like a lot of detail, like in the face and eyes and stuff like that early on, you know, get away from that. You know, you don't want to slow yourself down by just like mucking around with just one part. You know, your eyes, sorry, your drawing really should be moving. You know, at all times, really. Um, so yeah, because if you do that, you know, it means that you're um, no, you know, means you're probably not confident, and you're allowing yourself to get bogged down, you know, just on one part. That's not a good thing, you know. So if you find yourself like getting a little bit, you know, um, confused, or if you're not really sure like how to tackle something just yet, just keep moving. Just keep, you know, just keep moving, keep moving. Okay. All right. So, and I guess this is yes, I know it's a female. So I'm gonna put some breasts on her. Okay. A little bit idealized, so I apologize. You know, this is almost like comic book kind of breasts, but hey, okay, whatever. By the way, you notice on this side it's a little bit like straightened out, and then on this side there's like a pinch in here. So that's, you know, we get that from the concept of like squash and stretch. Okay, if you have like one side, you know, that is expanding, somewhere on its opposite side, you know, its complement will be contracting. Okay. All right. And actually, I'm just about done, to be honest, really. Um, I guess I can put some leotards on her, you know. I don't know, make it some sort of, doesn't have to be a superhero, you know, just a woman in leotards. How about that for now? Um, so, actually, this here is like one of my favorite spots right here. This is like um, the female abdominal region, because it looks like a violin. It's very beautiful. Okay, all right. You know what? And to practice what I preach, what I'm going to do is I am not going to spend a lot of time on this drawing because I don't want to noodle it, and yeah, you know, I don't want to get bogged down, to be honest about it. So I'm just gonna, because I want to show you guys that, you know, you can convey what you want to convey, you know, without having to spend like so much time, so much time on your drawing. Um, you know, again, this is just a it's just a sketch, right? You know, we can come back and, you know, we can reform or refine, reform, refine things um, later. Okay, so I'm just putting this in here just so we have an idea of a face and some sense of a person. And okay, of course you gotta make her pleasant. Okay, okay, and neck. All right. I'll just have her just looking off to the side a little bit like that. Okay, that's enough. Okay, try not again, not to muck about. Um, I just want to get like the basic the basic idea here. Okay, so oops, she's looking a little bit. That's okay. She's a little bit muscular, more muscular than I anticipated, but it's a basic idea. So, okay, all right. It's another thing, yeah. When it comes to like things like hair, um, keep on saying like don't muck about, but that's the best way I could explain it. You know, you don't want to worry about you know, putting an excess of like, you don't want to draw like the individual hairs and things like that. You don't want to do that because, you know, it's gonna make your drawing uh, well, it's not attractive, number one, and number two, yeah, it's gonna be kind of um, yeah, it's just not appealing. So, you know, keep it simple, which is what I'm trying to do here. And, you know, also, you know, when you draw these things, you know, try to draw them like as a mass. You know, that's also, it's also helpful. Okay, all right. So, all right, that's basically it for now. I mean, look, I could do more. I could do more, but I want you guys just to get the basic idea here in terms of um, uh, you know, this drawing, if it's working at all, it's basically because, you know, when I laid it down, you know, I laid down um, the gesture first, and I made that clear. I made the gesture very clear in the beginning. And then on top of that, you know, I laid my volumes down on top of that. And then, you know, after that, you know, yeah, I refined it. And then, you know, get to a point, you know, where, you know, well, it's a little bit more recognizable in terms of what I wanted at the end. So look, when you draw, um, number one, you know, get your gesture down. Get that right. Okay. Don't worry about um, don't get yourself like bogged down like on one spot. Like, oh my gosh, I got to get this face just right and stuff like that. Leave that alone. The main thing is like, you want to um, think about like the whole drawing, the whole experience and things like that. That's um, what kind of experience your audience is going to have. Um, when they look at your work. What is the story? You know, um, what's what is this drawing like all about, right? That's what you want to convey um, in terms of like when people look at it. Like what is the story? What is the story? So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope some of what I said made sense. Again, you know, um, you guys, if this was helpful for you, please give me a like. Please take a look at LiveUP BornDigital. Look at my blog, Key Creative Studio, and then not and then I definitely will be back with another video for you guys with another drawing tip, also probably about the female figure. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time, and keep on drawing. All right, take it easy. All right, bye bye.